So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I made £4 million at 24 years old without any nepotism, switching up on my day ones and completely working from my laptop. By the way guys, before I continue with the video, I forgot to say this is not a push to my paid mentorship. My course is completely for free to help you get started with Amazon FBA. Just check out the top link in the description. Before I get into this business model, before this, I tried dropshipping and that just didn't work out because I'm constantly searching from product to product. And if you're not good with ads, then you're just burning a ton of money straight into the drain. Then after that, I tried agency work, and that's just basically a glorified 9 to 5. And then I stumbled across this business model when I was at university, and my childhood friend came up to me with this revolutionary idea. And at the time, I can't lie, I just thought he was making things up and it was just fairy tales. But I looked into it. Essentially, you're just buying and reselling fast selling products on Amazon, which is called Amazon FBA. So when I first started Amazon FBA, I never really had too much money or capital. So I had about £1,000 to £2,000 to invest into my business. So the best business model for me, I thought at the time, with Amazon FBA, to get into was something called online arbitrage. Now this is essentially where I was buying already fast selling products from discounted online retailers and then selling them back on Amazon for a profit. So I wouldn't have to spend time marketing the product or designing the product. I'd literally buy it from an online retailer like Boots, Argos, Home Bargains, and then resell it back on Amazon. And within a couple of days, I'd start seeing the sales come through. Now I was doing online arbitrage for a couple of months. Then I can't lie, I did get a bit of shiny object syndrome. I did think about following Samuel Leeds' course and quitting and joining property.
In this video, I'm going to explain exactly how to buy a house for just £1.
But alhamdulillah, thank God I didn't. I kept and stuck out with this. And 6 months in, I was doing over 5K per month in profit. Now at the time, I was still at university. I was on a placement year actually. So while working a full-time job, I was making an additional 5K per month in profit. Now I kept doing this and I went to my final year at university. So about 12 months into my Amazon FBA business, I hit a record 15K per month in pure profit. And then at this time, I realized online arbitrage, we call it OA for simplicity's sake. It's very, very good business model from a beginner to get from little to no money to somewhat of an actual sizable business in 15K per month in profit. But beyond that, it takes a lot of time to continue scaling. So the next best way that I thought to scale my business is to go into something called wholesale. And again, for simplicity, we'll just call it WS. Now, wholesale is essentially the same concept, but instead of buying it from discounted online retailers like Boots and Home Bargains, I'd be buying it either from the brand directly or the brand's approved wholesaler or distributor. So I'd be buying in much larger quantities at discounted prices. And then the same thing, fast selling product, selling it back on Amazon for profit. The downside to wholesale is you do need a bit more upfront capital to get started with. I found that most wholesalers would have a minimum order of around 5 to 10K. So with wholesale, you definitely need more money to get started with. So not only with wholesale do you need more capital to get started with, another downside is the returns are not as high as online arbitrage. So see it as online arbitrage gets you from 0 to 10 to 15K per month in profit very quickly, but it plateaus after the 10 to 15K per month mark. Now, if you want to continue scaling, yes, at a slightly lower rate, but you can still increase, then wholesale is the best way to go about that. So with wholesale, I could see myself scaling to above 50K per month in profit. So I continued to go through wholesale. I kept opening accounts with more brands directly, built out relationships with suppliers, met these suppliers, placed larger orders, and I built my wholesale store from 15K to 20K per month in profit 6 months after. Now, one thing you have to realize about wholesale, and I already touched upon it, is the margins are slightly less. So with wholesale, I was getting around 25 to 30% ROI on a product. So if I spent, say, £1,000, I'd make £250 to £300 in profit. Now with online arbitrage, if I spent £1,000, I would get £300 to £400 in profit or a 30 to 40% ROI. So bear that in mind when choosing a business model. Online arbitrage is a lot quicker to get off the ground. However, if you want to scale past that 15K, 10 to 15K per month profit mark, then you definitely need to consider wholesale. So this has been my journey over the last couple of years. Now, I have continued to scale wholesale over the last 6 months, and now I've continued to grow my business to making over 25K per month in pure profit. And I'm going to continue scaling my business beyond that. I can see with wholesale, I will inshallah be getting well beyond 50K per month in profit. Now, alhamdulillah, I'm at a point where I'm working completely from my laptop and my business is doing over 25K per month in pure profit, around 200,000 in revenue. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the video, this is not a push to my paid mentorship or any course like that. My course is completely for free. Just check it out in the description if this is something that you're interested in starting up.